Hey Big Brother 14 fans, it's Austin. I'm going to give you some recaps and some spoilers for what's been going on in the house and what has already happened on the show. Starting with recaps, for those of you that just want a recap and not spoilers. The house guests moved in, and then came in the new mentors, Brittany, Mike Boogie, Janelle, and Dan. And everyone got to know each other, and people caught on to the fact that Willie is Russell Hance's brother. Ian realized that they look a lot alike, and Boogie and Janelle kind of figured out the same thing. Moving on, when they showed them when they would normally get keys, they got invitations this year, because only 11 house guests will actually be competing this year. And so the first HOH competition would decide who would stay and who would go. And one coach would be automatically one member short. So they went outside for the competition, and from a random draw, they decided what mentor would choose their house guests first. And it went Brittany, then Boogie, then Janelle, then Dan. Then it would go back, Dan, Janelle, Boogie, Brittany, and then they would go back the same way to get their last people. So, starting with Brittany, she picked Shane. Then Boogie picked Frank. Janelle picked Will. Dan picked Kara. And that was round one. And then they would go back. Dan then picked Danielle. Janelle picked Ashley. Boogie picked Ian. And Brittany picked Willie. And then for the last pick, Brittany picked JoJo, Boogie picked Jen, Janelle picked Joe, which left Dan with Jody. For the head of household competition, they had to go across on beds, up and back. They had to go up, retrieve a teddy bear, and then come back. Each of the beds did something different. The first one rattled, the second one spun in a circle, and the last one was like a teeter-totter. The last one seemed to give people the most trouble. In the end, Team Brittany came in first place, followed by Team Janelle, then Team Boogie, which left Dan's team in last place. The winning team, the mentor, got to choose the HOH this for the first week, and Brittany chose Willie. She said she chose Willie because Willie needs this week to make deals and get in a good place in the house. Dan came in last place, which meant Dan's team came in last place, which meant Dan had to single-handedly evict one member from his team. He said in the diary room that he was definitely not getting rid of Kara, so it was between Danielle and Jody. Neither one of them performed well in the competition. In the end, Dan chose to evict Jody, and Jody was the first house guest evicted from the Big Brother house. That concludes the recap, so if you don't want to know anything that has not already been revealed to you, stop the video now. For anyone that wants to hear spoilers, here they go. Starting with have-have-nots. For the have-have-not competition, if you saw the previews for next week, you saw people contestants chasing each other around a ring and then tackling them. I believe that is the have-have-not competition, and it is actually the mentors are competing. And from what I have found and read, I've only found 2 have-nots, which are Ashley and Danielle, is what I've seen and found out. I haven't found out if there were more. In the have-not room, it's really weird. It's like it gives you a headache looking at the wall because it looks 3D, but it's not. And the beds, they're literally laying on metal, so it's not very comfortable. And there are 4 beds set up, and I've only read that 2. I think Dan might be sleeping in the have-not room, but Janelle and Brittany are sleeping in where Pandora's box was. So you have Willie in the HOH room, and then where Pandora's box was is a bedroom that right now Janelle and Brittany are sleeping in. Thought I'd put that out there, knowing where the extra beds were this year. Power Veto. Oh no, before Power Veto, Willie, his nominations. He nominated Kara and Frank. There's pretty much an alliance between Janelle and Brittany and their teams wanting to get out Boogie and Dan's teams because Janelle and Brittany can't stand Boogie or Dan. Regardless of how much they like their members, they can't stand the mentors, so they want to get them out. Because it's everyone's understanding that once a mentor's team's gone, so are they. Now the Power Veto. The people who competed in the Power Veto, from what I saw, were Shane, Willie, Kara, Danielle, Frank, and Will. Will competed. Shane won the Power Veto, and it is to my understanding that at this point in time he is not going to use it. Nominations will remain the same. But Shane and Kara are very close, so I don't know if he might change them. He doesn't want to piss off Willie, so that's the reason he might not change it. In other news, Ashley had something wrong with her back. They think it was a pinched nerve, and she had to temporarily, she's back now, but she left the house to go to a doctor, is what everyone said and what they all believed. 1 second. Alright. People were Brittany and Janelle's teams, and along with Brittany and Janelle, said that in the Power Veto competition, Dan told Danielle not to try to win, but because what the Power Veto competition was, they had to run, collect coins, and then toss them into a slot and get to, I believe it was $1.30. So Dan told Danielle to get all of the try to gather as many coins as she could so that Kara could have coins to win the competition, take herself off. But in the end, it was mainly between the top two people were Shane and Willie, and Shane won the Power Veto. That's all that's really happened so far. I'm trying to think if there's any other news, like alliance-wise. It seems like people's each mentor, their favorite person, who they favor to win. Brittany favors Willie more because she feels Willie wants it more and is more into the show than Shane is. Boogie talks to Ian a lot, but the house feels, and I kind of feel like Frank is his number one, and Ian is a close number two. Janelle's top, I haven't seen her favor any of her competitors more than another. I know she really believes Will is a strong competitor. Ashley's really social, and I don't think she really cares that much about Joe, even though I personally like Joe. And Dan's top is Kara. He doesn't really care that much about Danielle because to everyone in the house, Danielle's just a lost cause. So mainly Brittany's team wants Kara out this week, and then they want to with Janelle's team, get rid of Boogie's team, and then just leave Dan with Danielle because Danielle won't do anything in the game at all. And that is about it. I'm about to watch Big Brother After Dark in about 45 minutes, so not probably anything new. I've been watching the feeds. They just got let out in the backyard. So, alright, that's about it. I'll post another video after the show on Sunday. Alright, see you guys.